everyone. So I'm going to introduce you today the Auto Turret Tower Defense version 3. So I'm going to show you two models of this version. The first model is the compact version. The second one is just a regular. They both contains these new features. They will both work on two mods, which is a trap mod, and the second mode is the remote mode, which I'll explain you later what it means. The second feature is remote indication, which means when the machine is run out of ammo, you will get notifications to your Rust Plus application, and you will know that you need to refill it with ammo. Now the third feature will be the light indications. This feature actually it's not new because I already has it on the previous version, but it will always nice to add it, just an addition, so you know when the machine is working, which is represented by the green light, and when the machine is blocked with the red light. They also have a passive protection, which means when the machine is run out of ammo, it will automatically close itself and it won't work until you refill the ammo. So the doors will protect the turrets, so no one could just come and destroy your turrets when they don't have ammo to defend themselves. And the circuit is very advanced, a little bit complex, but don't worry, I'll do it very slow, and it's very efficient on the power usage. So let's begin with. So this is the compact auto turret tower version 3. So this design is very compact, as you see. It's just set on one triangle. It has 3 solar panels to power these small batteries here. This is all the circuits that you'll need to wire. So what's special about this machine? First of all, the trigger mechanic is powered by this generator, and the circuit is powered by these 2 small batteries. So it won't require you to place some large battery or something like this. And also it has some new features. So this machine can work on 2 modes. The first mode is the regular thing that you know, that it work on a trap mode. When someone is crossing here nearby, the sensor will sensor him and will activate the machine. I will show you. And of course it will work for 10 seconds as usual. Of course you can extend it if you want. So this is the first mode, and the second mode is going to be related to this smart switch, which is you can pair it to your application, and you can activate this machine remotely for permanent time, and you can switch it off, of course. This switch is going to power everything here by this circuit, including the generator, and when you switch it off, it will also switch off everything, including the generator. So I'll show you. You switch it off, on, then you can switch it off. So now the machine works, the generator works, and it will work until the generator run off fuel. And when you switch it off from your application, it will switch off everything, and also the generator will switch off. So this is the 2 modes. It also has these lights to indicate when the machine is activated or when the machine is blocked. So I will show you. Let's say if the turrets run out of ammo. Now, no matter on which mode you use in it, when the turrets run out of ammo, you see the red light is on and the doors are closed, which will protect the turrets because they don't have ammo. So no matter if someone crossing, it just won't open. And it also won't open even if you switch it on from your application, as you see. The only downside about this that it will switch on the generator anyway, so you need to keep in mind when the machine is run out of ammo, you need to switch it off if you switch it on from your application, so the generator won't run out of fuel. And also when it's on block state, which means you ran out the machine is run out of ammo, turrets, so it will indicate you also by this smart alarm. It will immediately send a message for your phone that this machine is run out of ammo, so you know that you need to refuel it with ammo. Now when you want to refill it with ammo, just come into the turrets, set the ammo, and then you're going to press this button. This is the reset button for this machine. So when it's on block state, it won't work until you set the ammo and you press the reset button. Now when the red light is turned off, the machine can work again, either by the trap mode or the remote mode. So this is the compact version. As I said also before, it's very important to have 3 solar panels here, because this small battery is using full load, so you need to have very good power in, so they won't shut down. Anyway, this is the compact version, and yeah, it's very small, you see, very efficient. So yeah, let's build this. Alright, starting with a compact design, you're gonna need to have all these components. The rock is for the camouflage for the sensor, because we're going to place the sensor right inside here. Then we're going to put the TC as close as possible to the wall. This generator should fit very tight here. Should check if you can put the doorway. If not, just try again. Something is not right here. Oh yeah, it's because the sensor. So you should first put the generator. And then you put in the sensor. But you need to put the sensor after you put the rug, because otherwise you can't do that. You go and pair the door controllers. And let's hit the turrets. To sit them properly, you should open the doors. Now for the tricky part, you can place 3 solar panels in a way if you stick them to the very corner of the triangle. Okay, so after a while I finally managed to set 3 solar panels like this. It's very tricky to set them like this, it takes time, so just need to practice it. Not easy. But this is the cost of a compact design. Alright, so then we're going to set here 2 root combiners. We're going to connect the solar panels to them. Now we're going to place here the 2 small batteries on the TC. I'm going to place a splitter. And we're going to connect to the input of the batteries. This is going to recharge the small batteries. Now we're going to place our outer components. I'm going to place these lights here. If you don't have the industrial lights, you just can place the flasher light. Might also work. Just because we can indicate when the machine is working or when the machine is blocked by showing the red light. When you're closing the door, you should close it not to the inside but to the outside, unless people can access your generator. So you can't place it outside. This is the circuit for the compact auto turret version 3. Alright, now I'm going to start with the wiring. I will do this very slow. So if you want to skip, you just can to skip to the end of the video, or just do it by yourself. Alright, let's start. The first branch, we're going to set it on free power. The second branch, I'm going to set it on 5 power. And it's going to power the first timer. Now this third branch, we're going to set it on 6. And it's going to power this branch. And the power out of this branch, of a third branch, is going to power the next branch. And then we're going to connect this branch to the next one. Now let's wire this branch, the fourth branch. So we're going to set it on 3, and we're going to connect it to the second timer. And the output, we're going to connect to the blocker, the second blocker. Alright, so we connected the first 4 branches. Now the 5th branch is going to power our smart switch. Now the 6th branch. The 6th branch we're going to set on 4, and it's going to power the memory cell. The second memory cell. And the power out is going to power the first memory cell. it's very important that you will follow my steps exactly the same. Alright, now we're going to wire the timers. So the first timer will go to another branch, and by the way, the second timer you need to set on 1 second, because this is the time that the first timer is activating the machine for a certain of time. You can change it, of course, if you want to work further than 10 seconds. But this timer, the second one, is just closing the machine. It's deactivating the generator. Alright, so back to the circuit. We had the first timer connected to this branch. Now from this branch we're going to send the branch out to OR gate, the first OR gate, the first input, and then we're going to take the output and we're going to send it to the blocker. We need to send it to the second blocker. So it's going to block pass-through of the second blocker. The output of the second blocker is going to activate the toggle of the second timer. Okay, we got it right. Now from the second timer we're going to output to the second OR gate. Here. Alright, now we're going to connect the smart switch output going to connect it to the toggle of the first memory cell. Now the outputs of the memory cells. So the first output of the first memory cell is going to connect to the first OR gate on the second input connection. And the inverted output of the first memory cell is going to be connected to the second OR gate at the second input, just like this. Now we have the second memory cell. We're going to first of all connect this button to the reset port. This is going to be our button to reset the machine when the machine is blocked due to the turrets ran off ammo. And then we're going to take the output of the second memory cell. We're going to connect it to this smart alarm. Then from the smart alarm we're taking the output into a splitter. Now following this splitter, first of all we're going to connect one port to the red light. We set the red light in the upper, and the lower is the green. So when the machine is blocked, the red should work. So we connect in the red to this splitter. And then we take in the second port of this splitter, and we're going to connect it to the blockers. So the first blocker is going to block the sensor. This is the blocker of the sensor. We're going to block the pass-through, and then we take in the third port, and we're going to connect it also to a blocker, to the third blocker, which we didn't even start to wire it, but it will we will use it at the end of the circuit. So following the blockers, so we said the first blocker is actually need to go to the sensor. So let's wire it up. To the input, and we started taking the output of the sensor. By the way, you need to set it just on unauthorized pliers, so it won't open on authorized pliers. Then we take in the output, and this is going to toggle the first timer. Now for the OR gates, the first OR gate is going to activate the generator. So we're going to connect it for start, and the second OR gate is going to be connected to the for stop the generator. So the generator won't work permanently, only when the machine is triggered, either by pliers or by us when we activate it with the application. Oh yeah, and don't forget to set some fuel, of course, on the generator, unless it won't work. So now we're going to take the output of the generator, power out. We're going to connect to a branch. Now from this branch we're going to connect the output to this branch. And the branch out of this branch is going to be connected to a splitter with power 23. And then we're going to connect it to the splitter. So this splitter is going to power our turrets. So we can connect them now to the turrets. Alright, now the second branch here, we're going to connect to another splitter with 5 power. this splitter is going to power the AND gates. And then we're taking the power out of this branch. I'm going to connect it to the door controllers. And of course we're going to connect between them with the pass-through. Now we're also connecting the pass-through to the green light. The lower is the green light. So now we're going to connect these AND gates to this OR gate, and this OR gate should be connected to the memory cell, to the second one, on this set port. Okay, so now we're still left with this blocker. All the other components are connected, as it looks like. I made some mistake. The power out of this generator should be first connected to this blocker. So let's rewire it. It's going to power in the blocker, and then we're going to take the power out of the blocker, and this is going to go to this branch. So we're a little bit mistaken here, but that's okay. I guess we finished the circuit. So let's check it out. So first of all, we're going to set ammunition, and let's see if the machine works properly. Ammunition. So we said we have two modes here. The first one is on trap mode, which is powered by this sensor. That works. The generator also works. Then closes up the sensibilities, which you can change by changing the first timer if you want. So yeah, this machine is powered mostly by this generator when it's triggered, and all the circuit components is powered by the batteries. It's they working on full load, but that's why I said before that it's very important to set the free panels. Now for the second mode, which you can use the smart switch with your application. You pressing it with your application and turn it off, and it should work permanently until you close it, until you switch it off. This is the second mode. Now let's check the block mode. If we're taking out the ammo, the machine should be blocked, and it's not matter if it's triggered by the trap mode or by the remote mode. It should work the same. So let's start with the trap mode. Yeah, we have some mistake here. Let's check it. So we have some mistake here. Oh, we forgot to connect the no ammo port of the turrets. That's why it didn't work. So you're going to connect the no ammo port to the end gates. Now when they connected, it should work. So now, no, it's still not working. Why? We still have some problem. Guess just we didn't set the right amount of power to this memory cell. Yeah, we should amplify the signal. Yeah, now it should work. Yeah, see? So my mistake is also this. No, this one. Yeah. So you should set this branch on 6 and not 4. My mistake. The branch that powers this second memory cell should be on 6 power. So yeah, now the machine won't work. Even if someone passes near here, it just won't open. Neither if you switch it on with the application. But the downside of this is that this switch from the application will still turn on the generator. So you should be mind when you receiving the message that the machine is run out of ammo, so you should switch off the machine so the generator won't waste fuel. But anyway, the machine won't open and the doors will protect the turrets. And when you come in here and placing the ammo, you need to press this button to reset the machine, and now it will work again properly, either from this mode or from the remote. So this is the compact version. So this is the second version of the model. It has the same features like the compact model, which is 2 modes. One mode that is triggered by the trap mode, and the second mode by your application, which you can activate it permanently with your phone. It has the block option to protect the turrets when they run out of ammo, and it's less complex circuit than the compact version. So I will show you. Starting off with the trap mode. The light indicates that the machine is working. On trap mode it will work for 10 seconds unless you change the value of the timer here. The second mode is by activating the machine from your phone, and it will work permanently until you turn it off or until the battery is drained off. And now when the turrets are empty, it's just going to block the machine and protect the turrets so they won't open and someone come and destroy your turrets. Either way, if it's triggered by the trap mode or by the remote mode. So now the red light is turned on and the machine will be closed up, and it won't work until you set ammunition and reset the machine. And even if you come and press, it just won't work because it doesn't have any power with the remote mode. So you're going to come here, set ammo on each turret, and you're going to get in and reset in the machine, and then it will work again. So this is the second version for the newer model. Alright, for now, for the second version of the new model, you will need all these components, and let's start to build this. Forgot this hatch. I'm usually setting just two solar panels to northeast. I think it's most the efficient way. This should go here. And large battery beside it. for the components. So this model is a little bit less complicated from the previous one. And then I'm going to place here a splitter. This branch, I will set it here. It will be more comfortable. Memory cell here. Two OR gates here. And 3 AND gates. Oh. AND gates here. The splitter. We'll set it here. If we can. What else? We need to set the smart alarm. So we can set it here. So it should look like this. This is the circuit for the second version of the version 3 of the auto turret tower. Now we're going to start to wire it, and I'm also going to do this also slow. So let's start. We're starting from the beginning with the solar panels. We're connecting the solar panels to this root combiner, and going to connect the root combiner to the large battery. And then we're going to connect the large battery to the memory cell input. Now we're going to connect the output of the memory cell for the first branch. And the inverted output we're going to connect to the blocker. Now from the blocker we're going to connect to the next branch. then we're going to connect all these branches between them. So we have 5 branches connected between them. Now, starting off with the first branch, we're going to connect it to, wait a second, to the sensor, yes. So the first branch is going to go to the sensor. Then we're going to take the output of the sensor to toggle the timer. Now the second branch is we're going to set it on free power, and it's going to power in the smart switch, which is located here. And now for the third branch, we're going to set it also on free power, and we're going to power the timer. For the fourth branch, we're going to set it also on free, and it's going to power this blocker. And for the last branch here, we're going to set it on 10 power, and it's going to power the splitter. And then we're going to take the output to the blocker, to the second blocker. So we connected the first 5 branches. Now about this branch, which going from the power out of the memory cell, we're going to connect the branch output to the smart alarm. And the power out is going to go to block the blocker. This button we're going immediately to connect to the reset button of the memory cell. So now let's see, we have this timer, and it's going to be connected on the output port. We have 3 OR gates. Yeah, so we need to connect the timer to this OR gate. So we connected here pretty much everything except this set on the memory cell. The set of the memory cell should come from this OR gate. Now this smart switch is going to also go to the input of this OR gate. Yeah. Now to these two blockers. We're going to connect the first blocker output to the block capacitor of the second one here. And then we're going to connect the output of the second blocker to a branch. Now from this branch we're going to set it on 34, and it's going to power another splitter. And this splitter is going to be responsible to power the turrets. Let's connect between them. Now the pass-through, block pass-through of this blocker should come from an OR gate. I made some little bit mistake here. This OR gate shouldn't be connected to the memory cell. This OR gate should be connected to the block pass-through of this blocker. So let's reconnect it. To the block. Now we have these three AND gates. We're going to connect them to the connect two AND gates to first OR, and then we're going to connect this OR gate to the next OR, and the third AND gate to the second OR gate. Now this OR gate, this OR gate, and from the third AND gate to the second port. And now this OR gate is going to set the memory cell instead this one, like we did in the beginning, which was a mistake. So we're going to set here on this set port. Now we need to power these AND gates by using this splitter. So we're going to connect every port to each one of them. And then we're connecting the second input to the no ammo port of the auto turrets. Okay, so now the output of this branch is going to go to door controllers. And of course we're wiring between them. And the pass-through of the last one is going to the green light, just to indicate when the machine is working. So we said, guess the green light is the second one. Let's just set them again so we will know. This will be the green light, which we are connecting now, and the red light will be beside it when the machine is blocked. But now we also need to connect it. So the red light is actually will be connected by pass-through of this smart alarm. Let's see if we didn't forget something here. Seems like it's all. Let's check the machine. So on the first mode, yeah, it's blocked or because it didn't set any ammo. Let's set some ammo. Let's check it again. So on the first mode, on trap mode, the light turns on, it will work for 10 seconds and it will shut off. Works great. On the second mode, which is the remote that you activate in the machine from your application with this switch. So you switch it on and it will work until you switch it off. And then when you switch it off, it will close. Works great. And for the block state, as we saw before, it's either if it will triggered by the trap mode or with the remote mode, it will shut off it anyway, because there is no ammo at the turrets. And the red light is on. You will get notification by the smart alarm to your phone that this machine is run out of ammo. So you need to turn it off. You need to come and refill the ammo. And then you go in and pressing this button for the reset, and the machine will work again. So this is the second version that I made. It also works with the same features like the complete version, just a little bit less complicated circuit and might be less expensive. Also, the overload on the battery is not that much, only just when it triggered. It's have a lot of overload. But anyway, it's a large battery, so it will have a lot of capacity if it recharges for a long time. You probably can also place here 3 solar panels, but I don't think it's necessary, because 2 is enough to power it passively. So yeah.